Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, ayy. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, ayy. Who you talking about when you say oh my God, ayy? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, wait. Some know Thor, some know Hades, some know Zeus, that's my baby. I've been slaying gods lately, oh my God, oh my. Some know Isis, that's my lady. Nowadays, people shady. Either way, it's fuck you pay me, oh my God, oh my. I just know the way, ayy, I just know the truth. What's up? Live it every day. Bet I show you proof. I just know the way, ayy, I just know the truth. What? Live it every day. What's up? Bet I show you proof. My conception was immaculate, trajectory was accurate. Before Protestants and Catholics, reality I was hacking it. Goddamn. Before Abraham, too, before he split up both the sons, before the Muslim and the Jew. Look, some know Thor, some know Hades, some know Zeus, that's my baby. I've been slaying gods lately, oh my God, oh my. Some know Isis, that's my lady. Nowadays, people shady. Either way, it's fuck you pay me, oh my God, oh my. I just know the way, ayy, I just know the truth. What's up? Live it every day. Bet I show you proof. I just know the way, ayy, I just know the truth. What? Live it every day. What's up? Bet I show you proof. You say my God, but what's its name? Stuck with titles, such a shame. Worship God like it's a game. You pray to God to give you fame. Angel Mike, I'm heaven's mage, here to free you from your cage. Now we in the last days, it's time to turn another page. Some know Thor, some know Hades, some know Zeus, that's my baby. I've been slaying gods lately, oh my God, oh my. Some know Isis, that's my lady. Nowadays, people shady. Either way, it's fuck you pay me, oh my God, oh my. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, ayy. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, ayy. Who you talking about when you say oh my God, ayy? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, wait. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your Venus and Virgo 2024 transit talk. All right, shout out to the angels. Shout out to my gods and goddesses. Shout out to the kings and queens. Shout out to everybody out here doing a thing, killing it. All right. Okay, look at this. This is Virgo season. I should clean up this dust. I love how I didn't even notice that was there until Virgo season. That's how you know astrology has to be real. That's a joke. But like, I think it's interesting how I did not even factor that this was dusty until Virgo season. God help us all. That just gives me an idea of what kind of season this is about to be. Okay. Working on the EPs and albums. I see you, King Chains. You definitely getting a feature on the Virgo EP. So, yeah, y'all. First of all, I'd like to apologize for missing this not once, but twice. All right. I'm not going to blame this on any portals. Thank you guys for being patient with me. And we're here to talk about this now at its peak. All right. I'm glad we're able to do this now because Venus in Virgo is the 9 of Pentacles. This transit alone is going to align with you substantially increasing the amount of money you make. But what you'll see through this is through this polishing that Mercury and the Sun, our brain and our awareness are about to actually now be aware of and process with our brains. This is going to have you focus more on the technique, polishing the technique with which you increase your wealth versus the amount of money you will receive. Because trust me, there is an exponential and innovative, unconventional manner with which you will be making a lot more money than you are used to. And Virgo season is going to sponsor mentorships, montages, periods of time through this month where you're going to gain practice so that you can gain consistency. As you can see, we had this Uranus transit, and I do want to take you back to a few months ago, 1 month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Okay. The last week of May, we had Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun all conjunct your ass. All right. And relative to this point, where now through Leo season, we have began to integrate this and gain our balance. Now you're getting ready to see just what you can do with these new skills, mindsets, and talents. And it's going to shock you and blow your mind. Even as soon as Venus will inch towards this 27-degree angle to Uranus and enact and integrate its 120-degree angle. Where coming into Libra, it's going to start integrating fully at 150 degrees. So the 120 to 150 degrees is you hitting your stride. And this is going to make sure that the way you've wrapped your heart around what perfection means, but more so the mastery of your current mindsets, you are turning to habits. This is what's going to secure so much wealth. This is you sharpening your sword and just updating how much more skilled you're going to be. So, as is the case in life, period, but especially during Virgo transits, the time you spend not practicing every day is the time you are wasting and robbing of yourself. The key here is consistency over results. In terms of money, money is Taurus. Uranus in Taurus is innovating the way we can manifest. Capricorn is results. This is where we bring it home and come into success. But a lot of people skip on Virgo. A lot of people skip practice. I don't have Virgo in my chart, and it's one thing that I need to really overcome. Like I rarely work out and exercise, but that's not because I don't have Virgo in my chart. It's just not, people who have Virgo on their chart, you have to tell them to go to the gym. They're there all the time. But like, it is not to say that there aren't lazy Virgos, but like, yeah, that being said, this energy and planets sponsoring this for all of us gives us this, ability to put forward. What are we practicing? You being you, recently newly developed skills, all right, and abilities that since May to July you will have effectively activated. All right. And this could really just look like everything you've been doing for years. You're just getting much better at it. So let's now put the nuances of the cycles. This isn't just a Venus in Virgo. This is a Venus in Virgo that's squaring Jupiter in Gemini and opposing Saturn in Pisces. This is generational right here. All right. Saturn hasn't been in Pisces since 90 fucking 5, guys. 94, 95. Where certain children who were born then are having their Saturn return right now. And certain people who were born in like the mid to late 70s are having their Saturn return right now, or maybe 60s. Yeah. Regardless, we're going to talk about the importance of this cycle. The most important thing this year is the Saturn in Pisces cycle and Pluto Aquarius. So Venus is the first of all these planets, Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the sun, which is not a planet, but a luminary, to oppose Saturn. It reached the finish line first. Then the sun, and I think Mercury will catch up if Mercury doesn't beat it there. Then after the retrograde into next year, Mars will, either opposite, and I'll show you, right? But this is very important to reflect on. Venus, which was conjunct Jupiter and Taurus, has now begun integrating. And the reason why I'm so excited about this Virgo season is because this is the season where it all clicks. This is what all puts it together. You were introduced the belief sprouted a mindset. You started to think in a way because you began to believe it's possible. And now Virgo is putting all those elements together and it's making it real. We do this every year, but the nature and quality of how we do it now shows you the curtain, but in front and behind the curtain of what players are positioned where. Because 3 years ago, Saturn was in Aquarius and Capricorn. So our Virgo season transits had us integrate the knowledge from Aquarius and to also detail the success in Capricorn that now in Pisces is fulfilling the dream. So a lot of what you're making real also you really began 2020, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022 was where it strengthened. So pat yourself on the back, clap for yourself. As I said before, because you're getting, it's really just still getting started. We still right at dawn. All right, cool. So let's actually go a little bit back in time. Do you remember when Mercury was retrograde and we just began to realize we're enslaved? Do you remember when they made these psyops and they told you were done for calling it out? Do you? All right, that was horrible. That was so horrible. Okay, so Venus has entered Virgo right when Mercury was coming out of Virgo. Okay, Mercury had freshly retrograded at the beginning of Virgo in the beginning of August, and your brain was starting to process, oh my God, we're fucked. Oh my God. Like I believed that shit was going to change, but I had no idea. Remember, listen, back in March, we didn't know that Joe Biden was going to drop out the election and Kamala Harris was going to take her place possibly, and RFK was going to endorse Trump. We just had an idea of it. Coming into June, we're like, we believe this is possible. We know it's going to happen, but we just don't know how it's going to happen. Fast forward to now. Fast forward to the beginning of August, where the fuckery began to be afoot after the show in Leo started. And I literally mean right after. Like, this is right after the new moon in Leo and the show started. Some people knew, some people called it out, right? But like, maybe we didn't know exactly when, right? A lot of people knew. We just didn't know what would happen exactly. We knew what happened before the elections, right? But like, this is where Mercury started to kind of freak out, like, oh my gosh, in a positive way too. For many of you, August 5th represented, I'm about to shit on these beep. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to kill the game. And you just started this Leo season where you're like, roar on stage. And we were like, hating or not. All right. And so relative to that, Mercury and Virgo began to change how you analyze the situation because you now began to revisit an analysis of new information. The situation began to change. And now, as it passed the torch to Venus, Venus since August 5th, and Tho, welcome to the Eternal Vibe Tribe, my G. Venus since August 5th, Venus since August 5th began to polish the receipts. So let me give you an idea of this. At late September, I want to say about 23rd, right? Day away from a Libra. I think that's when Walla was born. You are going on part 2 of the I Told You So tour. I'm not trying to hype this up to be bigger than it is, but this is part 2. The part 1 was the first eclipse. Part 2 is the second eclipse. Okay. All right. You have substantially way more receipts now than you initially had last year. That's the vibe of it. Last year, you went on a successful I Told You So tour. You brought the right receipts. Okay. We didn't have Saturn conjunct Sun in Pisces. So a lot of this was still working knowledge. It was what you had credence. Now these are pure facts. You ended part 1 like, ooh, I'm ready for part 2, boy. I'm ready for part 2. And we had just ended 1. 2 was still like a whole year away. You're like, I'm ready, boy. I'm ready. And the number of receipts you have this year make last year's pale into comparison. All right. So this is the crucial psyop moment that in order to change your behavior, like dark forces have 30 days to dissuade you. That's going to be the boss battle against Kronos and Neptune, the invisible titans. The collective force that's not visible, you sense the vibe of, that's going to guilt, shame, manipulate you, peer pressure you, that you're not a victim of. They're only doing this because you're a threat. They're not going to do this to someone who's not a threat. So you're not a victim. You are experiencing this. And I would like to say the collective you. So there's no one on the planet that's not experiencing it in a certain way. As far as someone, not everyone has someone who doesn't agree with what they perceive. So everyone's going to kind of face this, but this collective pressure is going to pressure you not to deliver your receipts. This is like a mob boss that's like, hey, before you go to Libra season and testify in court, if you don't want to die, don't snitch. You're not even snitching. Don't witness what you witness. Because we're not even going to say you're snitching or not. You're someone who witnessed something you have the receipts for, and now the pressure is there. Yeah, we dare you to go to court. They don't know you're a legend. They don't know you have courage. You're going to show up on the stand, and you're not telling on anybody. You're telling the truth. And that's just an analogy. I know some of you will not like that analogy, so let's use a different analogy. For this is also another realistic case, just like what happened in Mexico. The cartel organization hits you up. Hey, if you perform, you see how I switched from the cartel? I don't want no smoke. The organization hits you up. Okay, you gonna perform that song? Because you performed the song Leo season and opposite Pluto and square Uranus. It was controversial. Your Leo season performance was controversial because it went against established traditional norm, and you injected some eccentricity that's very weird as fuck to some people. It is what it is. It's amazing to some people. It makes people cringe. All right. So now you have the belief around this, like, hey, we dare you to perform this Libra season. Watch what happens to you. And they don't know that you're a fucking monster. They don't know that what they said is in the back of your head, and you're going to spend this whole Virgo season just practicing this performance. Like, they said they going to do what to me? They said they going to do what if I perform this? Now you hitting it harder. They did not. They made the biggest mistake of their life. They didn't know that you're going to cook all season. Don't believe me, just watch, because they're fucking afraid of your receipts. After part one, you shifted the status quo from 2022 to 2024. Before, they were like, okay, this motherfucker, they be thinking they know stuff. Last year, after you presented the receipts, you had them shook. You were like, okay, I still don't believe it, but there's still some, you had them shook, my friend. And now they're shaking. They're like, oh, what if this finally comes out? Because they didn't even know you could possibly know. They didn't know you did your research. You did your research. You were pulling information out of thin air. That shit terrified them. You were just like, yo, I just had a dream yesterday that A, B, C, D, and E happened. And that dream was exactly what they were plotting on you on. And they're just like, holy shit, let me act like that. You're delusional. You be having dreams? Yeah, you just spelled out their whole plan. They're shook. So this is the last season before you present this whole fall season arc. The fall season is the climax. Everyone knows this. We got the elections this year too. It's the climax of every year. Then we have the completion conclusion. We have Christmas and holidays, and we get to be like, yay, my year was dope, or no, my year sucked. Like, that's just the cycle. We do this shit every year. Okay. So with that being said, that's the first time I said this. Okay. Count how many times I said it. Venus has taken your receipts. Like, let's just say Virgo season is just mad receipts that you've been collecting since a whole year, since, if anything, March, right? And it's just everywhere. It's just this entirety room with receipts. And I think that's the mutable nature of Virgo. Like, Virgo is a neat freak, but they also can have very messy places. It's like the messiness, but then tidying up that mess and then letting it go. And I'm not going to speak for every Virgo, right? But yeah, room just filled with receipts. You know what Venus has done since August 5th? She has carefully taken every receipt and she sorted it. Okay, we're gonna put this in the pocket. Okay, these are all the receipts that these motherfuckers ain't shit. All right, we're gonna put this over here. Yep, you'll never be. Oh, yeah, look at you not being shit. I remember this one too. All right, I'm gonna put this here. We're gonna sort this here. All right. These are all the receipts of me being the motherfucking boss. Like, okay, I like this. Yeah, remember they said I wasn't the boss. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this literally on paper. All right, we're gonna put this here. All right, okay. And then we have the receipts of motherfuckers said that I'd never do or accomplish, and I fucking accomplished it. Look at this. Yeah, okay, we're gonna put this right here. And Venus did her thing. Clap for Venus. Clap for Venus. Because now the sun has entered Virgo. If we look at where, of course, the sun is now, boom, first point of awareness. Right now, your conscious has come in the room of Virgo, and you just see all these receipts stacked up just nicely. got the label on it. Like, these are these receipts. Venus hit you today. Like, these are these receipts. These are those receipts. I put those receipts over there. I labeled those in blue and I labeled the others in red. All right, you guys have fun. I'm moving on to Libra now. You know me, hair flip. Shout out to Venus. Shout out to motherfucking Aphrodite, bro. MVP. She might be the MVP this year. She might be the MVP. Mars was the MVP last year. They be competing. She might be the MVP this year, fam. She done hooked it up. And this is everything you're going to be aware of over the next 29 days, baby. So come back to this video. If I was capping, you can comment it. But if I wasn't, you can comment that too. All right. So this is where we began Venus in Virgo. It had crossed over Mercury, right? And they had exchanged information. Mercury kind of just like let Venus know you got a lot to clean up. Venus says, say less. Say less. Go back to Leo. Go talk to the sun. Mercury's like, all right, whatever. Boom. So the first decan of this was you gaining your style. This is what began to change your behavior around how effortless it is to actually come into value, because since Taurus season, you innovated your personal sense of value. You realize that you are worthy. You're so worth it. It's almost unconventional to others traditionally how much you are worth it. But now you're actually providing more evidence of this value more than ever. And now it's enabling you to account for how much more value you have upgraded, quite literally, with Jupiter that steamrolled through Taurus. All right. So, of course, it hit the nodes. We began to actually now integrate everything we activated. And that's the most important thing to kind of look at here. All right. Everything that Venus is aspecting. Okay. We hit with Pluto in February. Right. So it activated Pluto. Then it activated Saturn the week of the 14th of March. Then it activated Neptune. Then in April, it activated the nodes in Chiron. Then we activated Uranus and Jupiter. All right. So from February to mid-May, that was the seed sowing. Once these outer planets move, then the seed sowing activation is going to progress further. We're going to do it later on in the year. All right. Although at this stage, it's all at the beginning, end of winter and during the spring. All right. So, of course, moving forward, we began to integrate with Saturn and Neptune in Gemini season. We began to integrate the Aries in Cancer, and we began to integrate Uranus, of course, in Leo. So by the time we get here, and we're moving in the second decan, bam, the way that you begin to now actualize and integrate the habit and pattern of these beliefs and ideas begin to be triggered. This is the first point of harvest. And the 17-degree T-square is legendary as fuck. I'm gonna just be honest with you, especially with Mars here. So not only have you activated the evolution of magic power, your ability to actually act and demonstrate your abilities and mindset have evolved to the next level. Over the next 2 years, we're beginning this cycle. We're activating this. This is pretty much just enhancing every skill you've ever had in your life to the next level. Now, Venus is polishing the way you take this ability and perfect it. Okay, now you've leveled up your magic ability, but how do you perform it? That's what Venus has begun to integrate. And as it's simultaneously integrating this, it is harvesting the integrity of beliefs you've activated since March. Bars. So Venus is the first through this finish line, and it's going to hit the nodes first. That being said, this occurred while the sun was conjunct Mercury retrograde, right before the full moon. So right now we're at the place in between the full moon. No, actually, no. Okay, yeah. So far this sponsored the new moon to the full moon. Okay. Now that Venus has reached this point, This is what is now sponsoring full-time development of actualizing the real nature of what was once metaphysical in your imagination, Pisces, and thoughts, Gemini. All right. That's what makes Virgo the real portal. Like everything up until this point, this is individual. This is not physical. Like, can you see who I am? And when you say I am Cheryl, that's nothing you can really see, right? Your belief, this is metaphysical, right? Taurus is the first physical facet representing your body, but even still maintains facets that are quantum, that are cellular, right? The values you have aren't entirely physical, just like the thoughts and the emotions, Cancer, and your courage. But how you bring it into reality is why Virgo is pretty much one of the most important zodiac signs. This is literally Virgo's dimension too. I mean, is it really? I mean, we could speak technically, but just as an analogy, I'm gonna say it. Okay. So just keep mindful of this point. This is what is facilitating the 180 degree to Saturn and Pisces fulfillment of God's promise for your heart. All right. And remember, in tarot, Venus in Virgo is the 9 of Pentacles. So this, through discipline and independence of work, is guaranteed to get you paid. And this could look like losing a job. This could look like changing how you work in order to facilitate that. This could look like taking a loss in order to change your strategy and get more gains. All right. The key here through Virgo is consistency. All right. Boom. As we move forward now, and Venus now properly begins to square Mars, that's what brings us to the 23rd. All right. At this stage, as Venus is getting ready to leave Virgo in the 3rd decan, subruled by Venus, this is where she's hitting her stride. She's going to oppose Neptune, and the fantasy will be real right before she applies it socially in Libra. So this is her rehearsing how she's going to show up at the Met Gala and outdress everyone. She's rehearsing her steps. And then I'm going to flip my hair, and then these bitches are going to be so jealous of me. Oh my God. And I'm going to do it again. And then I'm going to smile like I did, like nothing's wrong. And I'm going to ask, what's wrong? What's the matter? Yes, she's doing that right now. She's about to kill it too. Venus's home is in Libra. Like, think about it. Her Venus is so fly, she got 2 domiciles. Venus has her rich ass luxury pad in Taurus, and then she has her spot in Libra. When she ready to do appearances, you know what I'm saying? Someone has to be the beauty, the face of the company. Boom, she's gonna come back. She's going. Last year, I think it was Mars that kicked off the I Told You So tour. Venus is gonna headline the I Told You So tour this time. This shit is lit, boy. What's that? This shit is lit, boy. So, like, get ready, y'all. This ain't no joke. And we're going to see who put in the work or not. Virgo season always shows us who put in the work and who cut corners. Okay? Like, this is just science at this point. You don't have to tell someone born Virgo season or Virgo sun or moon. They live this shit. They busy judging you like, damn, you whack. Damn, you trash. Could have put in more work. We know, Virgo. We know. Thank you, by the way. But anyway, boom. All right, cool. So we kicking in Virgo season. Venus is at the final decan of Virgo, and this is where you're going to experience so much more active change. This is what's going to begin to, around your heart, put it together as you are becoming consciously aware of every step of this process from 0 degrees. And that's what brings us to the square of Mars and Gemini. That it has been happening and we're trailing it, but coming into tomorrow, click. That's what's going to now add so much more finesse to how it is you're expressing this evolution. Mars at this point is 4 degrees away. It's 4 degrees of activation. These two are going to meet in 2 years. And 2 years ago, they met. So every 2 years, we have this cycle. And you want to get excited about this because squaring Saturn, this Noah's Ark ride and integrity of beliefs is going to master your control of your imagination in order to evolve your thoughts. All right. It's revealing the total mystery behind the metaphysical and metaphysical mechanics so that you can imagineer supernatural abilities and techniques. The Virgo transit is what takes this talk outside of theory and fluff, and now through analysis helps you really detail how it is this is possible. And it's the Mars, Jupiter, and Gemini that's the basis of experimentation so that you can have data to analyze. All right. So this is why you're going to be doing different things. You're trying out different strategies in all areas of your life. But of course, the more dynamic and flexible or mutable you get with this, the more you'll be able to learn. But here's my favorite part of the transit. While it kind of rounds up near the end, boom, we get within range of right before Uranus goes retrograde, by the way, the trine to Uranus, and of course the opposition to Neptune retrograde. Okay. This is going to be dreamy and heavenly. For those of you who maintain commitment and consistency through this point, you're coming into the final realization of the maximum level of how perfectly you can polish these techniques. So that's what this is very important. Anything that you're currently perfecting, anything that you are currently mastering, anything that you are practicing, it's good to know that with your continued consistency and practice, you're going to reach this peak point so that once Venus actually harvests at 29 degrees, this ultimate fantasy, the peak level with which collectively we dream this dream, we finally present this in Libra. And this sets up the eclipse for us. All right, Venus in Libra is you strutting your stuff. And that's what I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. That is the math portion of this Venus and Virgo transit talk. It's always very important to kind of take into account the quality of what Venus transits represent. Mars transits activate things. Venus transits, I like to think, manifest in relation to Taurus and, bridge things. So as far as romance and relationships, this is really kind of taking the fluff out of the rose tinted glasses. It's giving you a much more mature and analytical view of maybe certain people you had interest for that upon really examining their behavior turns you off of them, or looking at your own behavior and kind of realizing that maybe you might not be ready for some relationships you want to be in, but can now work more. You're going to know what you can work on. This always updates every year. But let's talk about what Venus really represents: money, value. All right. So like the taste, the quality in your taste, your ability to kind of analyze how it is you spend riches, especially riches within your soul and spirit. This is what is also with the aided advantage of these angles facilitating with you. All right. And the coolest thing about this is as the sun goes through here, even at 9 degrees, you're going to become aware of all the work the heart has done. All right. Now, as far as supernatural abilities, Venus in Virgo is polishing the finesse with which you can actually perfect everything you're doing. And this is what's going to now that the sun is in Virgo, it's what's going to make you more aware of how it is to master this. This is cool for those of you who have very extra dimensionally natured abilities. Extra dimensional meaning your powers can't be seen visibly. So it's like you're doing something that affects the whole collective. Like if you snap your fingers and there's an earthquake in Belize, you're going to think that nothing happened. You're going to be like, oh, I don't have abilities. Now Venus and the sun in Virgo is, oh my God, you're a news platform. Like, oh my God, 2 seconds ago, there was an 8 magnitude scale earthquake in Belize. Like you're coming into more, for some of you who it's hard for you to kind of see the full extent of your ability. Everything that you facilitated and cultivated rather towards it is coming back around to fill in how it is you are perfecting this. All right. This is also opposite Neptune and Saturn, going to really reveal how it is your archetype connects with other archetypes of people, animals, events, places, and it is going to change the way you have transformed your relationship with everyone, especially negativity projected on you by weak, stupid little bitches. Okay. This is going to really be the pre I told you so tour, because you're going to be collecting so much receipts and just editing and polishing, it to align opposite Saturn with the integrity of what it is versus what it was perceived as. And as you can see through this point, Mercury has already gone direct with the moon in Leo. And that's where we're going to move forward with a lot of analysis moving forward. So, yeah, I would definitely just keep your mind and heart focused on what your value is and how you wish to express this value. If you had all the money that you could ever wish for or have or make yourself, or both or all the above, how would you spend it? All right. You might be surprised to find out that there's an unconscious and metaphysical aspect of you that takes your imagination and what you are imagining you would do and magically facilitates it through inspired action on your part. All right. Almost as if your imagination is God or something. Anyway, you guys stay blessed as always. All right. I already have all the money. Please, that's the only thing you should be saying. Oh, let me see. And yeah. I didn't even think anyone would want a live reading. So Vamar, I got your chart. You just emailed me the chart. Let's see. I'm trying to find your super chat. Yeah, I could pull a card. We're gonna do the Virgo season rollout next Monday with the monthly peace report and a tarot reading. Venmo, I got you. Okay, cool. All right. So if any of you would like a live reading about how Venus is going to be in your chart, you can click the link in the description box below and I'll read your chart and show you. Just email me your chart though, so we can make this pretty speedy. But yes, what is the message for this Venus Virgo transit? We have, oh my God, that is insane, dog. Look, I'm not even, let me just show you. That's crazy, guys. You guys are magic. Hey, everyone thank Nikki, because this is ridiculous. So the underlying theme, right? This is the underlying theme. And you guys saw me shuffle this, so you know I'm not capping. All right. We talked about Venus, and we just pulled the card that is associated with Venus. All right. This is just no joke at this point. So, like, yes, all right. The underlying theme here is freaking the Empress. Some of you are not aware that, like, the way you spend money is going to be different. The way you make money is not going to be the same. Like, this is going to literally flourish your abundance, not abundance happening to you, your abundance. This is you tapping into the sense of beauty that attracts everything you want to you just by breathing, because you are charging this. So she is blessing you. This is the facet of your mother, the mother figure, the heart you have. And the card we have is the Devil card. So a major lesson through this is temptation. When you step into this extra beauty, when figures start to approach you to pay you, right? The Devil card is paying for the box. So like the devil card is approaching, what's your price, baby? You know, if you will you split that open for me for $1 million? Some people, that's their price. You mean just $1 million to show my ass or to have sex? You know, will you do this to me for 2 million, or are you the empress who cannot be fucking bought? That's the lesson here. Okay, when someone sees you making this money and they want to introduce you to their corner to do shady things, the temptation that happens within you to deviate into indulgence. What the devil and empress mean is there's such a thing as too much of a good thing. The devil and empress is too much liquor at the party. It's smoking too much weed. It's eating too much food at the party. You know what I mean? So this is saying that this is going to be pretty lit. You're going to have the potential for debauchery, but are you going to lose yourself in the debauchery? All right. Now, maybe I'm supposed to tell you you shouldn't even engage in the debauchery at all. I didn't say that. But will you lose yourself in the debauchery? Just a little debauchery, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? But will you lose yourself into too much debauchery? That is the question. All right, we all know there's never too much weed, but there can be too much cocaine or alcohol. Too much alcohol or cocaine can kill you. Too much weed will put you to sleep. All right, maybe you needed a nap. So other than that, guys, I think this is beautiful. Vamar, thank you very much for your patience once again. So we see that your rising is in Taurus, you're ruled by Venus, and you once again one of the most impressive Libra stelliums I've ever seen in my entire life. Pluto, Venus, Moon, Mars, Sun, and Uranus all in Libra. What we also want to see is that you have Uranus 27 degrees Libra. So Uranus at 27 degrees Taurus is making a 210-degree angle with your Uranus. This, as it retrogrades and goes past this point, marks so much decades of growth with which, as a Taurus rising, you're embodying the transformation of your unconventional superpower, because your sun being next to Mars, Uranus, and Venus and Pluto is a God construct of so much social power, which opposite Chiron isn't only just a superpower. You can look someone in the eye, tell them who they are, and completely transform their whole lifestyle and behavior, which, I mean, once again, I love this chart. So Venus going through that fifth house region, which is also near your IC, is going to express perfectly how you analyze and how you perfect talents that with the new and full moon opposite your Jupiter and Pisces will update. All right. Now with Jupiter coming into your second house, which is going to quite literally expand your purse. As a Taurus rising myself, I've already figured out how Jupiter and Gemini is making us fucking rich. All right. Excuse my language. Very rich. So with the square to Virgo, this is going to now challenge a lot of how you maintain this true value in yourself and now polish what you love, how you express what you love, if that makes sense. Everything that you love to do, when you step into it thinking how much more valuable you are, you experience and enjoy more. So as the sun and Mercury go through here, it's going to prepare you for the sixth house eclipse, where you're socially going to integrate and balance all of this together, which, oh my gosh, all that Libra planets in your chart, like it's going to be exploded with this eclipse. So I think you are going to have one of the most epic times in the I Told You So tour for sure. Okie dokie. So, Clarice, I got your Cash App. Can you email me your chart? Oh, okay. You actually sent me that before for the Venus Gemini reading. See, free. Okie dokie. Okay. So we see you have your rising in Sag, 27 degrees, and you have your north node in Taurus, 27 degrees. What is with the 27s? My rising is 27 Taurus, by the way. So you have Uranus exactly on your nodes. That is unprecedented. And because it's exactly on your sixth house with the equal sign system, this is marking innovation moving forward in the way you completely live your lifestyle. This is going to retrograde back, but once it moves past this nodal point, this is going to really unconventionally unlock your destiny, which with Saturn on the south node in Scorpio, which I always love saying, you're like a judge. You came here to subpoena people, be like, you got served. All right. You're taking the totality of wisdom that has always marked your spiritual beliefs and occult understanding, and you're innovating how you can manifest a lifestyle based around this discipline and integrity. Everything that your progressed MC and legacy is not only unlocking and transforming, but with Venus going through this ninth house, which is really your 10th house chapter, this is bringing the harvest and completion of everything you are ready to accomplish through the eclipse. So Virgo is really now showing you the receipts relative to how you've killed the game all year since December of last year, quite literally. And I think what's also very key surrounding this is your sun is on Uranus in Sagittarius. So the square that the Virgo season planets will make to Sag, you're in this hidden universe where you see the meaning of everything. You can see frames into the future, if not whole scenes into the future before other people in the moment. And this might have called you crazy because you're wildly accurate, but maybe the way you express it is very blunt, Chiron and Gemini, especially. So Virgo is just going to confirm everything you've kind of made. See, you don't have predictions. This is like prophecy. But basically, let's say March was where you started to develop a theory around beliefs, and then you expressed and experimented those in June. You're coming into the results all through this Venus and Virgo, and it's adjusting your philosophy relative to how you're going to realize accomplishments moving forward. The trine to all the Capricorn as well, your Venus, Jupiter, and Mercury in Capricorn is a really good look, especially with the sun trining it right now, because this is going to have you really move forward on how to organize and direct this analysis immediately. And yeah, and it was nice to see the moon in Aries aspecting by the nodes. So you're feeling directly what you're destined to do through this all. But yeah, that Venus in the ninth is very crucial. Let's see. Awesome. Ancient Rose. Okie dokie. So this is cool because we know your rising is in Leo, the exalted fire queen. All right, the sun goddess queen. So for you Leo risings, Venus going through your second house is money. I've been waiting for this for you guys. So that, and thank you, Clarice. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to how this is going to play out for you. So I've been looking forward to this because all you Leo risings, you had Uranus in your 10th house. You had Venus, Jupiter, Sun. Like I've never seen a 10th house explosion like this. And to me, I just saw dollar signs. So now Venus in your second is you printing that money out. It's you literally say, I want the bill to look like this. And then the sun is coming through. You're going to be aware of, oh my God, there's a lot of money. And of course, Mercury is now going to be the calculator, like, oh, so Venus is you printing fucking money. And the reason Leo progressed rising as well, the reason why this is important is you're coming into a more practical sense of how valuable you are in yourself, how much you love about what you're worth, because you're integrating what you activated in May, which was now the full innovation of your legacy, the unconventional manifestation of success in your career, especially kind of, you know, accomplishing things no one else will ever accomplish relative to how unique it is. Now that is manifesting because the 10th is your career. The second house is your liquid income that comes from your career. The 11th house is literally rewards from career. And then that's like your gross pay. And your second house is like your net pay. So as an Aries, right, you're going to be aware of this as you integrating into your behavior how it is you manifest like magic. All right. The second house, I could say this is a Taurus rising with second house Gemini. I have word magic. Well, you guys have real world earth magic, right? Virgo magic. It's It's analytical, science-based magic. All right, it's magecraft. It's all that. And then there's, of course, the supernatural Virgo magic. But see, you have Saturn here. So you have a totality of all this work that Venus at 21 degrees right now is activating personally for you and further polishing. Now, the square that this is making to Jupiter in your 11th is having you take action where you truly believe the right people in your corner belong around so that it can link to what you have, right? You're connecting and evolving the spaces that value you. And Saturn in the 8th is protecting you from people who want to steal your stuff. So you're drawing proper boundaries, which for you, Saturn is opposite your Saturn. So you're fulfilling since 2010 what it is the Saturn Virgo transit activated. And dare I say no, since 2008. All right. So it's actually really lit for you. It's kind of like a cycle that in completing is fulfilling the last 17 years of your life. And Venus is putting the bow on top of this. All right. So, this will kind of let you know who your friends are, especially through this promotion, because they're going to celebrate, and people who are jealous because they're going to kind of throw mad shade. All right, you guys, I think that's everything. You guys are amazing. I'm just really excited for the rest of the year. I think through this Virgo transit, this is going to be the montage that changes your life, and you'll get ready to move forward, accomplishing so much more of your dreams. And I love this period because up until this point, we have a lot of beliefs. We have the idea of where we want to take things, but it's just how do we put it together? We're here, baby. All right. You guys stay blessed as always. And until next of time.